Cameron Stewart of Locked On Baylor. The SEC and the Big Ten could be in more trouble than expected. We've talked about how this new college sports commission deal, the committee has been appointed, and Nick Saban's there, and Cody is there from Texas Tech, and we're just all trying to figure out how to. But what about from the government standpoint, where the SEC and the Big Ten have been flexing their weight so much, throwing it around, and overstepping in many ways the U.S. government and the way they like to rule? In Tennessee, where they said, hey, in essence, I'm a judge, I'm the governor, we're all going to come together and say the law says this. Now the SEC tries to undermine that by telling its schools, if you sue this new commission we've made, we'll kick you out of our conference, even if we're doing things that break the Sherman Antitrust Act. Even if we break the law with our student athletes, you can't sue us or we'll kick you out of the league. It feels like, and there's been some really good reporting from Matt Brown on Twitter, who says that this is something the SEC and Big Ten should be worried about. And CBS Sports, Dennis Dodd has been all over this as well. The government knows what's going on. They're seeing how they're being undermined, and this could put a stop to the stalwart the SEC and Big Ten have become in college football.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about you, but I hate when government gets involved in sports. We see it happen every so often.
You know, it's like,
well, yeah. Let me get to it. Let me get to it because remember steroids in baseball? It became a congressional hearing, and it's like, what are we doing? And then this great myth of college sports, which has gone completely by the wayside, which does kind of lead us into this, is you remember like all the time, like back 12 years ago when we started doing a little bit of conference expansion. Colorado, Nebraska left the Big 12, and A&M left the Big 12.
Missouri,
who could forget Missouri? And there was all these talks.
left the Mountain West Conference. Sorry,
there were all these talks of like who was going to be next and what the realignment was going to be, and UT was trying to get out. And then there was always people saying, well, UT can't go anywhere unless A&M goes with them. Oklahoma can't go anywhere unless Oklahoma State goes with it. It's going to be blocked. North Carolina State. They got to go together. Oregon and Oregon State. That turned out to be a total lie. We see it now more and more. And so, yes, this is the good time when the government becomes involved, because this now becomes kind of, in a way, a government issue. Right? A state government issue. The highest paid employees in these states are the flagship university college football coaches. And this is a massive, massive moneymaker for a lot of states, especially in the South, that this college football revenue. And if you look at the Big Ten, for example, not in the South, so I'll take them out of it, does it really help the state of Michigan that USC and UCLA are in the conference? Like, oh, you should be getting more tourism from California, but you're not. Like, you're not getting that. And what you would take away is someone from, a game against Minnesota, where you would have a lot of people coming in, or Wisconsin, a lot of people coming in. It's the same way, in the SEC. What if A&M is playing Florida? Yeah, you're gonna get some people in there, but for years you missed out on the UT people coming in, or the Oklahoma people coming in that are very prevalent in that actual space where they're located, not like Florida or South Carolina. So yeah, this becomes a government thing, kind of in a backward way, but in a really prevalent way. So is the government finally going to save us, Drake?
I think they might. And happen? Cody Campbell says, this is from Dennis Dodd of CBS Sports, Campbell has criticized the two conferences' stranglehold on amateur athletics and their efforts in Washington, D.C. Campbell's been public, saying, hey, the SEC and the Big Ten want to get in bed with the U.S. government, and the government, based on what is written in the whole ass Constitution, can't do this thing. Pardon my language, but it's crazy that this guy is being so bold as to say, wait a second, they're asking us to just skirt around the law. These acts that we placed into government, we can't do that. The direct quote from Campbell, this is crazy. He says, the NCAA is broken, which, yes, we'll get there. But handing the keys to a few fat cats is worse. America thrives on competition, not cozy cartels blessed by D.C. That's a man that I want representing my conference.
That is what I'm talking about here. To put this into perspective, this would be like if the Locked On Podcast Network was failing, which it's not. It's as good as it's ever been. And it was failing, and they were like, you know what? Just give Drake the keys. just let Drake do whatever. That would be bad for America, okay? And we can't have that. And I think there is kind of some pathos with this of like, this is the American game. College football is not played at this level anywhere else. It's really only played at any level in Canada, right? Like it's not, this is a uniquely American thing, and it is supposed to be for a lot of states and schools that would have normally been forgotten about. This was not Harvard and Yale in the 1890s. Like we kind of squashed that a long time ago. So I loved seeing that reporting. Like it got me so fired up. Like you can't go. You've already gone against a ton of American ideals in this just insane realignment. But now what we do with changing the college football playoff and breaking away from the NCAA and just crushing the little guys, that is literally going against the law. And there's no cooler thing than the Constitution. Let me tell you, kids.
Yesterday was Memorial Day, so it only feels right that today we would wax poetic about those who served our country and of all of the great, wonderful things that they've given us. And now, like that, you somehow fought, and the SEC will reap the benefits of our freedom. This what you gave us was you, in a roundabout way, have helped save college football from the powers that be. And I'm glad that Cody Campbell has this sort of at least speaking power. I don't know if anything will eventually come of this, but to raise flags and say, hey, DC, you can't do this. The SEC, the Big Ten, you can't do this. And he's the co-commissioner, co-president thing of random commission. I still don't exactly know what the CSC is or does, but it seems like everyone expects them to become the police of college football, and he is the head of that, and now he's got at least a voice for the Big 12.
Which is what we need out there, more than the guys like us. I'm now fascinated by it, as we've talked about this on and off air today. But like, is the government going to win here? Like, is this going to be a stall? Do you think is this going to be like a college football filibuster?
And Big Ten, have they combined forces to become bigger than the United States government? Because
they might already be more powerful than the government.
Like they've got the King of Jordan on the phone right now. He's like, your biggest stadium, we'll play there.
I have gotten full-size toothpaste bottles toothpaste tubes through TSA, which is a federal government thing, and you're not supposed to have full-size toothpaste tubes.
Blacklist.
I think the Big Ten and the SEC can stop me from doing that. I just think they have more power.
A buddy of mine one time brought me my favorite sour in the world. It's a 16-ounce can. I'm drinking. This is just an energy drink, but 16-ounce can from Alaska, from Anchorage, Alaska. It is carry-on.
Which is basically Russia.
It's 16-ounce can of Alaska Brewing Company, 49th State Brewing Company, red cider, Pabs, whatever, sour, whatever it was, Tiger's Blood sour. And he was like, yeah, it was just my carry-on. Your what? Yeah, I just brought up my carry-on. I just didn't. You can't. It's like 4 times the amount of liquid you're supposed to legally have. It's like, I don't know, man. Do you want it or not? Like, yeah, I thank you. That's how strong the government is today. They can't even deal with the SEC and Big Ten.
This is how they can. This can be their comeback right here. Those come back for the government, baby.
Those 2 leagues are just going to leave the NCAA. I think we've laid the groundwork for that. Locked on Big 12, locked on Baylor. Imminent